Hi guys, my name is Amy, and this is my video blog number 1 about culture. So I'm going to go ahead and start with 3 different things. So you have race, ethnicity, and heritage. Now they can all be really closely intertwined or a little bit farther apart that kind of make a culture like they are in my personal situation. And I'll explain that more in a minute. But I'm going to start with heritage. So my mom is Swedish on her mom's side and Irish on her dad's, and then my biological father is French. He passed when I was a baby, so the man that raised me, who I call Dad, is Italian. So I was basically adopted into an Italian family. If you can, imagine what that's like. It's just like you see on TV. No, I mean, we always had, the big family dinners. Every night was Thanksgiving. You have a huge table. Everybody's invited, not just your family, but your friends. Grandma's in the kitchen slaving away. But when you were at our house, actually, my dad was a chef, so he was the one slaving away. But when we're at Grandma's, it was her. But it's, there's the bread and the pasta and the meatballs and then even after dinner's done, it's the wine for the adults and the children are playing, and the moral of it is it's all about family central values, core values is all it comes down to, the importance of love and, just getting along. It's just, like I said, it's as typical as it comes. Yes, I have an uncle, Carmine Bassano, that was in New York, so big surprise. No, but, I can't really say that I took a whole lot from my mom's side of the family, unfortunately, besides, physically you might look at me and say, oh, she's a white, she's American, she's blonde hair, maybe she's Swedish or something like that, but deeper than that, I didn't really mold who I was anyway, besides genetically from my actual parents. But, like, I'm Roman Catholic, just like my family is, that my Italian side is, I just took all of those things from, like, my beliefs and my core values, my family values, and everything. I got all of that from my dad's, being the Italian side of the family. So even though that might not be blood, I would have to say that that's my ethnicity, because it's kind of what makes who I am. And I believe a lot of different things can make up culture. Art is another big one. Kind of off topic, but when I think of art, the first thing I think of is Greece. I think of the sculptures. I think of everything from the triglyphs that they had to the just all the different sculptures and everything, from the Parthenon and all of the different monuments that they had out there, all the different temples and everything, and they all served a purpose, something that was serving a higher being. In their case, it was the gods and goddesses, but it was when they beat the Persians in the war, it was a big deal. It was a big deal for them to be able to build this, this huge temple, to go ahead and it meant something for them to be able to do that, exploring or exonerating their victory, and also, it was for Athena. So for them, in order to be able to do those things, meant a lot to them, and it expressed kind of who they were and where they came from. And I know it's kind of off topic, but that's just the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of art and you think of Greek culture. That's what you think of, is the sculpting and all that. Now, I am going to give you an example of ethnocentrism and cultural relativism. Now, it kind of goes for both of them. So, I have a friend that moved here from Brazil. He lived there his whole life, and when he moved here, he's having a really, really hard time adjusting. There's a lot of cultural shock, if you will, as you could imagine, but his specific situation was very, very hard for him because he was having a hard time finding a lady friend. He said, over there in Brazil, the way it works and where he was from is that you stay home, the men stay home, and their moms take care of them the whole life. They wash and cook and do their laundries and all that stuff for them. And then they stay home till they find a wife, unless they move away for work or something like that. They stay home till they find a wife, and then the wife takes over and does all that. The men never have to learn to do any of these things for themselves. They also said infidelity is not a thing. They can do whatever they want. The wife just chooses to look the other way. He told stories about how his father used to take him to brothels when he was growing up, and his mom knew all this. Now, to me, if you go to cultural relativism, I'm sitting here thinking, like, this is insane. Like, I would never imagine living in that situation and looking the other way while my son and my husband go to a brothel and, all these things. But to him, that was normal. That's what the kids did. And as far as ethnocentrism goes, he thinks that he was their superior. That's the way it should have been done, and that American women are too headstrong, and we try too hard to push for something that we're not, and it's just two completely different worlds. So it's kind of cool to see things from different perspectives. But I did tell him we would never be able to date because that wouldn't work out. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.